A storm named Matmo is heading straight for the mainland, bringing rain, wind and anxiety. Meanwhile, James and Diep are on their way home after a flood relief trip in Thai Nguyen. At home, how are James's mother and baby Nhi facing the storm? Let's watch this video. In the afternoon, the sky darkened. The wind began to rise. Thick black clouds covered the sky. In the solidly built house, James's mother was cleaning the porch, and Nhi sat inside watching TV. She listened to the sound of the wind whistling outside the window and her heart was pounding. "Grandma, why is the wind so strong?" Nhi asked, her eyes wide open as she looked outside. "Typhoon Matmo is coming, but don't be scared. Our house is safe. Everything will be fine," James's mother said, her voice soft but her eyes still worried. Meanwhile, nearly 200 kilometers away, James and Diep had just finished their flood relief trip in Thai Nguyen. They had not yet had time to rest. On the way back, the car radio announced, "Typhoon Matmo is rapidly approaching the mainland. The eye of the storm may sweep across the northern region tonight." James immediately turned to Diep, his expression solemn. "Diep, my house is in the low-lying area. My mother and Nhi are there. We have to go back now." Diep nodded, said nothing, just tightened his seatbelt. The car sped away in the rain that had begun to pour heavily. Large drops of water hit the windshield as if they were trying to penetrate it. The wind howled. The trees on the roadside swayed. Diep gently held James's hand. "Will we make it back in time?" "We have to. I won't leave Mom and Nhi alone." At home, James's mother had prepared flashlights, candles, and food in the kitchen. She pulled the curtains, locked the windows, and checked each door latch. Nhi trotted after her, helping her move the dry goods to a higher place. "Grandma, are Uncle James and Mother Diep coming back soon?" "They must be coming soon. They've been gone for a whole week. They're very tired. I hope they come back safely." Outside, the wind grew stronger, and the rain began to pour down. Thunder rumbled loudly, and the lights flickered and then went out. The house was immersed in the dim light of a small flashlight. Nhi snuggled close to James's mother, her voice trembling. "Grandma, I'm so scared." James's mother gently stroked her head, smiling gently. "It's okay, my child. Our house is very sturdy. Just stay calm." But the wind grew stronger and stronger. The door shook violently. Rainwater seeped through the cracks in the door and onto the floor. James's mother blocked it with a rag, but her heart began to feel uneasy. On the road, James slowed down because the wind was too strong. A large tree branch fell across the road, and the water rose above the wheels. Diep worriedly said, "James, it's too dangerous. Should we find shelter?" "No, if I stop now, my mother and Nhi might be stuck in the house. I have to go home." Having said that, James opened the car door. The rain splashed straight into his face. Together, he and Diep cleared the tree branches blocking the road. The cold water reached up to their knees. Diep shivered from the cold, but still gritted his teeth to help. After more than an hour of struggling, they were able to continue. The storm seemed angry, tossing up every sign and every roof on both sides of the road. Inside the house, the phone rang, startling James's mother. It was James calling. "Mom, can you hear me?" James's voice mingled with the wind. "Yes, I can hear you. It's raining heavily here. The power's out, and the water's starting to flood the yard. Where are you two?" James replied, "I'm about 10 kilometers from home. I'll be back soon. Please stay safe." James's mother replied softly, looking at Nhi, Who was trembling? I'll try. Be careful. About an hour later, they arrived at the house. James and Diep rushed in, drenched and breathing heavily. Mom, NHI, James called out. In here, dear, his mother replied. James opened the living room door and saw Nyi's mother and baby sitting against the wall, with a flashlight shining a pale yellow light beside them. Diep ran over and hugged NHI. NHI burst into tears and hugged Diep tightly. I thought Uncle James and Mom weren't coming back. James smiled softly and patted the baby's head. Uncle can't leave you two here. The wind howled again. A window was blown open. James rushed to close it. Diep helped hold it. Rain poured in. Water spilled all over the floor. James's mother shouted, "Go to the middle room. The walls are thicker. Quick." The four of them ran into the middle room. James pulled the cupboard to block the door, and Diep spread a dry blanket for NHI to sit on. Outside, the storm howled. The sound of the corrugated iron roof being blown away by the wind was terrifying. Diep looked at James tremblingly. I'm so scared. James held her hand tightly. It's okay. I'm here. As long as we're together, we'll be fine. Beside her, James's mother sat down and gently pulled NHI into her arms. Let me tell you a story so you can forget your fear. Yes, NHI nodded slightly. James's mother told stories about how James was afraid of storms when he was little, and how the two of them had to hide in the house. Her gentle voice drowned out the sound of the wind outside, making the whole room seem warmer. The storm lasted all night. Everyone was exhausted, but no one could sleep. James occasionally checked the door to see how things were going. At dawn, when the wind had calmed down and the rain was only a drizzle, James opened the door a crack and looked out. The scene before his eyes made everyone speechless. Fallen trees, blown off porches, and tilted iron fences, but the house was still standing. Luckily, the rain had stopped, so the water only reached the floor. James's mother looked at her son. Her voice choked. Luckily you guys came back in time. Otherwise, NHI and I wouldn't know what to do. Diep held her hand, her eyes red. Uncle, no matter how hard it is out there, I'm not afraid. I'm only afraid that the person I love will get into trouble. James looked around the house, which was still sturdy, his eyes filled with gratitude. Thank you, Mom, and thank you, Diep, for everyone being strong. Typhoon Matmo passed, leaving behind ruins everywhere, but luckily in that house there was still the warmth of human love. James, Diep, mother and baby NHI hugged each other, cherishing every moment they were together. The storm can sweep away everything, but family love is never lost. Love letter. If you believe in the power of love, please like, share and subscribe to the channel to spread the good things.